All Things Motoring International is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, ChangeCars. Our name says it all, whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance. ChangeCars has you covered. In this week's episode of All Things Motoring, we visit Zwartkops Raceway for Passion for Speed, Part 2. And Ernest attends the International Hot Rod Tour. This is a show that continues our theme of speed and passion.
A couple of weeks ago, I tried my hand at oval track racing, and I loved it. And now we're back at Killarney for the International Hot Rod Tour. Some of the fastest cars in the country and some international guests are here in Cape Town to find out who is the fastest of them all. Let's go check out the International Hot Rod Tour. We are in a very noisy pit lane here, but I'm sitting with Adam, one of our international guests. Adam, European champion, British champion, what else? What am I missing here?
Yes, we won the World Championship in 2016 as well. So yeah, we're enjoying our time over here. Everybody's friendly, obviously, and welcoming. So
people always say that about South Africa. I don't know if it's true or not.
Very nice people.
So what are you doing here for this event? Why are you here, and how hot is it today?
Oh man, I'm struggling here. I don't know if you can see, but no, there's 4 drivers from the UK coming over to try our luck against the South African guys, and yeah, we're all looking forward to it.
Nice.
Can't wait to get at it. So yeah.
You're driving 2 cars today, and I can't keep you for much longer. You gotta get going.
Yeah.
What are you driving today?
We're driving the Super Saloon, which is behind us here, and we're driving a National Hot Rod. So I'm going to have a busy day today.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you go. Just one more thing. What do you think is the big difference between racing in the UK versus racing here?
I don't think there's much difference really. You know, the cars are, there's not much rules on engines over here, so I think the cars are slightly a bit faster engine-wise. It's obviously very hot over here, you know, different conditions, but as I say, we're enjoying it, and we can't wait to get at it, so.
Yeah, I think you need to go. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate your
Take it
time.
easy. Thank you.
Stock car racing is about young, old, and we got Brandon Cope over here, who's an up-and-coming driver in the series. And he's about to go out and represent, so I'm not going to bother talking to him now. He's got to get his head in the game. I'm standing here with someone that doesn't usually get interviewed. It's not that I'm talking about you specifically, Rodney, because I talk to you all the time. But the mechanics of the team, you guys are the ones that work hard in the background, but don't generally get to talk and do the glitz and the glamour, but the work has to get done, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I think most mechanics are a bit camera shy. I would think if the camera's got an engine or so, then we'll
it's a different story.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
So I see you got the Summit Racing T-shirt on. Your background is you support Polo Cup. You've been part of championship-winning cars. Can you name a couple?
Yeah, Kwasi at once, and then the last champion that sort of comes out of my hand is Clinton Besaidnout.
Wow.
In Polo Cup and but I've done a few Polo Cup races and produced a couple of champions and uprunners, and you know what I mean.
Wow. But the thing that I like about you, and we share the same thing, is that we don't discriminate when it comes to motorsport.
No.
You do spinning, you're involved with polo. I mean, spinning and Polo Cup are two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Two different worlds.
Then there's oval track racing.
Yes.
I don't know, what other racing have you been involved in?
Well, that's basically our circuit, obviously, and
Main circuit?
main circuit, and then oval, both gravel and tar. And I've actually raced oval myself a little bit.
Wow.
Back
Okay,
in the
lekker.
day, yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, I've raced oval on tar and gravel also.
Okay.
In Joburg, and yeah, it's just in my blood. You know, there's nothing else on the weekend. If there's no motorsport, I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, then I see you cruising around here on your scooter.
Yeah,
looking for something to
exactly.
do.
Exactly.
But Rodney, I see your teamers, you guys got a lot of work to do today.
100%.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Ernest.
Good luck with today, man.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, Rodney.
Cheers.
The Hoonigan brand inspired an entire generation of hooligans and fast drivers, including this person over here. Let's find out more about the brand and the man behind it. Over to you.
Hoonigan is an automotive lifestyle brand and media company known for its high-energy, stunt-driven car culture. It was co-founded in 2011 by professional rally driver Ken Block and Brian Scota. The name Hoonigan comes from the slang term hoon, which refers to someone who drives aggressively or recklessly, often performing stunts like drifting or burnouts. Block, a former co-founder of DC Shoes, transitioned into rally racing and quickly became an icon through his viral Gymkhana video series, which showcases his precision driving and jaw-dropping stunts in highly customized cars like the Hoonicorn Mustang. Hoonigan grew into a powerhouse of automotive entertainment, producing popular YouTube shows, launching Donut Garage, and influencing the global car scene. Beyond content, Block was a fierce competitor in rally, rallycross, and hill climb events, also pushing the limits of what was possible behind the wheel. Tragically, Block passed away in a snowmobile accident in 2023, but his legacy lives on through Hoonigan, which continues to push the boundaries of automotive entertainment and innovation. Coming up after the break, we visit Zwartkops Raceway for Passion for Speed Part 2. Are you looking to sell? Visit Change Cars and click on the Selling tab. Our journey at Passion for Speed continues. And we start off chatting to a racing family with a twist.
Well, this is our first Passion for Speed. We've come down from KZN. It's my son Mahir and myself. We've come down to race at the Little Giants. And we race in this Cooper S. This is my dad's, and I've taken over. He used to race as well. And my son is racing the one behind you. And that's Mahir, and all focus needs to be on him because he's going to be the one that's going to be taking it forward from here. In KZN, there aren't so many minis racing, and as you can see, there's a large field of minis with us here. So we felt the challenge to be better to come in and race with them, and we were invited in by the boxer group, Jaffet Shetty. And we want to see where we stand with the minis.
It's similar to a go-kart with the way it handles and everything, but it's more vicious on the steering and everything. It's more hardcore. But it's nice to drive. It's a real experience. Yeah, the history behind this car, it's a factory Leyland Mini Works car. It was driven by Giovanni and Peter Burdenhahn. So there's lots of history behind it. It was the legend of the 9-hour race there and a few other places. This car is a lot of fun. When you're driving it, you enjoy yourself. You don't worry about everything else. You just blank out and focus on the car.
But I always tell him not to damage it because it holds a lot of history in there.
Yeah, that's the one thing I try not to do, is to damage it. Take it easy. No, it's extremely fun having my dad with me. He supports me. But the only thing is, whenever I'm behind him, he moves out the way and lets me go. Even though I tell him not to do that, but he doesn't listen. He just lets me go and he stays back. Lets me have the fun in the front.
They've got two categories, or two races this year with the Little Giants, the one that's now at Zwartkops, and the next one's going to be in 2 weeks' time at Restomods. But what we're trying to do is, we're trying to get the minis, the Little Giants, down to KZN because Desi's Raceway is under new management and they've done some massive upgrades in there. So we want to bring these guys down and come and race at our home ground. Challenge Mahir there.
As many of you know, Mike Pashut's namesake, Mike Briggs, is one of our all-time favorite race car drivers. We caught up with someone keeping the Briggs and Opel name alive.
Car went good, we survived, we got a first in class. Myself and my co-driver Stuart. Yeah, that's the 24th edition of Zwartkops Passion for Speed. We were entered into the 45-minute, they call it the TT Tourist Trophy Classic. As you saw with all the, we've got some GT40s there, old school Porsches, a mix and match of open top cars, and a couple of saloon cars in there as well. So yeah, a really good mix of cars. Massive difference in performance between the front runners, the big V8s, and the little 2-litre front wheel drives. But yeah, it was good fun. A bit of bad accidents and slippering on the, I think it was about lap 3. So we did quite a few laps on the safety car while everything was cleared up. Came in 2 laps after that, handed over to Stuart. And yeah, he managed to bring it home in first in class, and we got 9th overall for the day. We started doing it, I think, maybe 6-7 years ago. We did I think it was a 20-year event here at Zwartkops. Then we did one at, what's the racetrack there? Roy Hesketh track. We had a really good event there. And everybody from around the country, the Superboss owners, their families and friends with other Opels as well come there. We recently did one, I think about 2 years ago at Desi, a very successful event. And last year we did the one in Cape Town, which was also really good. So we're getting around all the tracks. And this year we're doing it at Red Star on June the 14th. So it should be good. You'll have lots of street cars there, lots of the top drag cars. We've been going for many years in South Africa with some TSs, Superbosses. We also have, there'll be a track stay for street car owners, do laps around the track, obviously as long with the drag racing. And then we're going to have a little, let's call it a mocktail race. Guys like Farouk Dangor, Grant McCleary is coming. So there'll be some other Opel Superboss race cars from back in the day as well. And yeah, we'll have a bit of fun, maybe a 20-minute race there for everybody to have watching. But yeah, it's a good family day out. As I said, everybody from around the country comes through. And yeah, we have a lot of fun. I think we had to cap the entries. You know, the entry support was overwhelming. So even as long and big, distance-wise the Red Star track is, you know, you got to cap the number somehow, that there's not too many people on the track at the same time for everybody's safety, you know, and to get through the schedule of the day, make it, you know, happy for everybody.
Coming up after the break, Ernest wraps up his day at the International Hot Rod Tour. Did you know? Mini racing in South Africa has a long and exciting history, with its roots tracing back to the early days of the iconic mini car, which was introduced in the 1950s by the British Motor Corporation. The car's compact size, agility, and affordability quickly made it popular, and it didn't take long before mini racing gained a following in South Africa. In the 60s and 70s, mini racing became part of the South African motorsport scene, with the cars being raced at local circuits and events, particularly in club racing. These cars were appreciated for their nimbleness and the challenge they presented to drivers. In the 1990s and beyond, mini racing became a staple of motorsports, with various racing series dedicated specifically to these cars. Today, mini racing in South Africa remains an important part of the country's motorsport scene, with races held at prominent venues like Kyalami and Zwartkops Raceway, often attracting crowds eager to see the historic David and Goliath battles unfold. Looking for finance and insurance? Visit Change Cars and click on the Financial Products tab.
What makes this event special is that it's got support classes, and what they've done is they've invited drivers from different categories to come and join and come race here today as well. That's what makes the CHD racing events and also the National Hot Rod Tour special, because they go across the aisle and invite other classes to come play along. Why? Because it's fun. You know, in Cape Town, we got a saying that says, "Hier kom ons VP," which means our representative is here, and this man is Kwesi Bayes. Kwesi, thanks for chatting to us. I know you're in the middle of things. There's a lot going on. Tell us about the experience for you now as a driver going into an international event like this.
No, it's obviously a lot of pressure. It's your home track, and you've got people from overseas here, especially if it's ex-world champions and champions in their own rights in different various classes. It's not a thing of you want to prove a point. We all get along quite well, but you've got supporters understand you with that expect you to do very well.
Oval track supporters are very supportive.
Yes.
More so than I think a lot. Maybe rally similar, but oval track, yes, eh?
100%. They've got the guy they shout for. You've got your guys behind you, and they will be. You need to pick the fences up.
So, but what you've done is, I've driven your car in the past as well, and I mean, that's still one of my favorite motorsport memories. You've supplied cars to your competition.
Yeah, so what I've done is they race national hot rods with us. We've prepared one of them to give them one, and then 3 other drivers also got other cars ready for them. And then I've supplied of my club class cars like 1660, my Super Saloon, and or 2 1660s, a Super Saloon and a stock rod to the UK drivers as well to run in our other formulas to also make that the international race.
Of course.
Which is it's a big thing for these guys on club level, you know what I mean? Just to give something to the other classes as well, that everything is not just about national hot rods,
yes,
but for everybody, that there's something for all of them.
Wow. And what a spectacular event this is. I mean, the way you guys have put this together, it just shows if you build it, they will come.
100%. I must say, every time I go, look, guys, at every hour there's probably another 500 people extra and it stands up, like jam-packed full. So I'm sure you're going to have exciting racing. I mean, we're yet to race. It's going to be a hard race. We're all very close on pace, so it's super hard to pass with these cars. And when you follow, they take some air off, especially on a fast track like this. So it's going to be a difficult race, but it's going to be something nice to watch.
Yeah, well, we look forward to watching. I'm going to let you go. I know you need to get your head in the game. Thanks for your time and good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
I'm here with the number 14 car of Donovan Jarman. He just had a big incident out on the circuit, but now it's time to fight back. And stock car racing is all about fighting as hard as you can as you move through the heats. So watch out for Donovan as he goes in there to show these guys how it's done. Now, I don't like to jinx these things usually, and we're not. We're just taking stock. And this is a heck of an event. So one of the biggest we've ever seen here. We're taking sunglasses off because it's getting serious now.
Now it's getting serious.
I haven't seen this place so full, Mr. Peck, I don't think ever. The Oval has never been this full. How did we do it, and what's the plan going forward? Because you're all about growing the sport by the looks of things.
You know, it's about uniting people, bringing spinners with us, bringing the dirt guys with us, bringing anyone, bringing MSA guys with us. It's just about opening our hands and saying, guys, let's join hands and do this together and make our sport grow. The most important thing here is looking at the sport grow, people fighting against each other, their little groups. I abandon all of them with that, and I brought everyone together. Straight, say your say. Say your say. No, you are talking nonsense, the sport's more important. You, no. What is more important to you, your ego or the sport? And then they sit there. Yeah, sport. You know what? My personality already is I take people on. I haven't got a problem to take people on. It's like our sprint car groups there. That was 3 different groups that wouldn't race together. And I said to them, guys, whoever tells me they won't race against another person, I ban you for 2 years. You know what? Guys, they ignored that even, and they just started coming. And there's so much, I'm sure there's another 50 entries I had to turn away.
This is crazy. So what I love about this the most, and I mean, there's so many positives to take away from this. The main thing for me that I'm seeing, and Dexter and I, who's put this is that we're sitting in now, one of the things that we love to do is go try that sport, try the sport, invite this guy over. You've made this a spectacle where the spinning guys are here now. People are happy to have them here and they are happy to be here. That whole thing about us and them, it's not happening now.
You know, when they planned this thing, right? And they were planning out the pits, and they said, maybe we should put the spinners on the infield there with the sprint cars. I said, never, never, ever. You put them here with everyone. Everyone's going to make everyone welcome, and we're all going to work nice together. Because guys always want to argue and fight over rubbish, and you forget about our sport. Our sport is the thing that we have to just keep in mind. How do we grow our sport? Stand together. Don't take rubbish from no one.
With regard to the international drivers, again, another masterstroke getting those guys over here. South Africans like beating the overseas champions. We love it. We make a living out of that. When it comes to those guys coming here, Kwesi, organized cars, you told me there's an extra being parked, I must go drive. The guys are helping each other out.
Kwesi Weyers gave 7 cars to this event. 7. Do you know what expense that is to him? Neville Loosemore put 2 cars in. Isak Spies of Vereniging put 3 cars in. And that's hot rods. Hot rods is 800,000 rand a car.
That's not a cheap thing.
It's not cheap. This event must cost us 1.2 million rand, putting cars together, putting the event together. But look at the turnout. We just need to cover the cost, take money, put it back in our sport, and grow our sport.
Wow. So, speaking of the future of motorsport in general, WAMSA, what's your vision for 2025?
I've said to everyone, I'll make the biggest race in history in South Africa, in Cape Town, and I think we've proved it now. And you know what, to start off January like this.
Unbelievable, you guys have put on an amazing show so far. I look forward to seeing what you're doing in future. You have our support on the channel. We'd love to give you guys and shine a light on the National Hot Rod Tour, specifically on oval track racing, but motorsport in general. And from myself and the team, thank you for everything you do for motorsport and motor racing. It's our sport, we love it, and we want to see it grow.
I just had our last oval event of our National Hot Rods on Ignition TV last week. It ran, I think 9 shows ran on it for an hour show.
Awesome.
And that was awesome.
Is that something you're going to continue doing?
Of course.
So there you go, folks. You want to check out the racing, check it out on Ignition Channel 189, where you're watching this right now, if not on YouTube. Channel 189 Ignition, Oval Track Racing, National Hot Rod Tour, CHD, and of course, everything that WAMSA brings in motorsport. We love to see it. As we head into sunset and the finals, things are hotting up here. The heat, thankfully, is starting to subside and the drivers are finally now starting to stretch their legs. As you can see, this place is absolutely packed and getting even more packed as the night comes closer. So what I'm gonna do is go grab a beer and enjoy some racing. And if you love oval track racing, consider coming to a live event. There really is nothing quite like it. Cheers for now.
All Things Motoring would like to congratulate all participants and winners for this milestone event. Here is the screen top tip of the week. Old sock oil filter. Use an old sock to cover your old oil filter when changing it to avoid making a mess. Before you buy a second-hand car, screen it. It's what smart people do. Coming up next week on All Things Motoring, Mike attends SA Campfest 2025. And Ernest is back with a retro review. This is a show that will surprise and inspire.
You ready for your interview, eh? The Hoonigan brand is known to an entire generation, and this is a heck of an event. So, one of the biggest we've ever seen here. We're taking sunglasses off because it's getting serious now. And if you at the next oval track race, think of
Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze.
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy? And where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring International website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey. All Things Motoring International was brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, Change Cars. Our name says it all. There is no safer online vehicle platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.